Do you know what it is that they're wanting done as far as the changes?
The Ali Act Reform Act of 2000 is not going anywhere.
But that's the fight that people want to see. Well, when we look at all this stuff and everything that's going down with TKO, and again, I don't know if you want to call it TKO or Zuffa boxing or whatever it is, you know, they're trying to get the Ali Act changed a little bit. Do you know what it is that they're wanting done as far as the changes?
Well, they have a whole bunch of benefits in there for and it's not just them. There's other, I mean, anybody could do a UBO. I know several promotions that are interested in doing it, but a UBO would, one of the benefits of the boxers is they would get insurance during their training camp as well, which they don't currently have. And there's a lot more medicals like California, top Nevada medicals throughout the thing. Um, but the biggest thing is at least from my view, the biggest thing when I read it is they want to be able to rank their own fighters and have the A side and the B side. That's what it looks like to me as I read it.
So when you talk about ranking your own fighters, that happens kind of in the UFC, as far as it has forever. Then they went to media stuff, Bellator. I'm just being honest. When I was with Bellator, we had a list of, I want to say it was 20 media people that ranked our fighters. And there were times that we would have one fighter beat another fighter and they would still rank that other fighter ahead of them. And I'm like, have you people lost your minds? This person just beat that person and you're still saying that, oh no, this person's better. It's not always the best when you look and say, the ranking wise, I understand the whole thing about, oh, you don't want a promoter because, they can just change, as far as, who they want, where, but it's no different with the promoter, it being the UFC. I'm going to take it, for instance. It has fights right now where it's not the number one versus the champion, it's number 5. But that's the fight that people want to see. And so there's times when it's actually beneficial for the promoter to be able, I'm saying that wrong. It's not beneficial for the promoter as far as the rankings, because it really doesn't matter because they can put who they want against who they want when they want. Is that not
Um,
true?
no, it's true. And John, when I'm like, I misspoke when I said like, oh, they want to rank their own fighters. That's not that. I mean, they want to do it. To have the media folks do it. But it's the same way that they're
Okay.
doing it on the UFC side. But like, from my understanding of the way it's written, I don't think there would be like mandatories and certainly not purse bids because they have both sides of the card and they would be giving out their own belt as opposed
Yep.
to. I mean, there are some differences of what they're looking to do, but John, this is the key point. If you take away anything from this about the bill, this is the key point about it. Since you asked, it's a choice. I mean, nobody's making anybody do the Ali Act Reform Act of 2000 is not going anywhere. This is I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but that's not being. It's just this is just an addition that's
This is an
been added.
addendum to it.
Yeah, to the Professional Boxing Act of 1996 that allows boxers to either choose, it gives them a choice on how they want to handle their career.
I don't know. I look at it and it's right now, in my opinion, boxing needs a shot in the arm. They need someone to come in and start to take and put the fights together. It's like we had Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. That was great to have, and it sold a ton, but it was 7 to 8 years too late.
Yeah,
And so these moments in time, it's kind of like I'll put it to MMA, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I know the UFC was trying to put that together, but you can't make someone accept a fight. You can't. It's just, you can offer it and then they can have whatever reasons they want for turning it down. Sometimes it's based upon, I don't really want to fight that person, or I don't think I'm getting enough money for it, or whatever it is. But you're going to have those times when, fighters are not going to, be matched up. But it's nice to know that, for the most part, if I'm watching MMA, I know for the most part, I'll see a lot of the best versus the best throughout the year, not waiting 7 to 8 years.
Well, John, that's true. They have a financial incentive to do that. Just whether it's Scott or whether it's Dana White or whoever's doing the promotion, there's a financial incentive to make good fights because you want you want people to watch your TV
Yeah.
show or your they want or your tune in or stream in, whatever you call it. You want people to buy your tickets to come to the show, so you have an interest in making good competitive fights.
Yep.
Whereas on in the boxing model, um, you obviously want that. Your promoter absolutely wants people to come and wants people to. But there's also an interest in if they have the A side and the B side it doesn't have a promoter, which is often happens. Often happens. Um, the term journeyman or
Journeyman. Yeah.
opponent. I mean, these are terms that get thrown around in boxing a lot. You don't hear them too much in mixed martial arts, but in boxing, uh, you have that because it's very important in boxing to protect that undefeated record. There's importance to that, and in mixed martial arts, if you get a loss or two losses or for goodness sakes, you can get 5 losses, 10 losses. If you're still fighting good, they'll
If you're an
you don't.
exciting, how
Yeah,
many people? I always say this, like, all right, Justin Gaethje has how many losses, right? Now, if you look at his record, he came into the UFC, he was undefeated, right? But he's 20-9 now. All right, that's his record. And a lot of those losses, are you take a look at who they're to. They're all to the top level guys out there. He lost to Eddie Alvarez, he lost to Max Holloway. And you take a look at that. Who is it that doesn't want to watch Justin Gaethje fight? Who? How could you not want to watch him fight? He's called the human highlight reel for a reason, and that's because he comes out and he fights. And there's been boxers that are absolutely just Arturo Gatti was a boxer. I don't care what his record was at the time that he was fighting. It was Arturo Gatti, and I knew that every time I turned on one of his fights, he was going to fight his ass off. And that's what you're looking for. That's what it's about. I don't give a damn what his record is.